by day. The way of the crypto warriors can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. With your morning corner of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Yes, it is approaching Christmas. I'm not sure if I'll do a show tomorrow or the next couple days. I actually just had my tooth pulled, so I've been out of commission for the last couple days. But I did post the RV video that Josh and I did a couple weeks ago. There's myself and Paige partying at one of my son's soccer games in the RV. Go check it out. It's at roadrunner.com, either the YouTube channel or go to the Road to Ruta website, roadrunner.com website or the YouTube channel. Check it out. It's a Winnebago Echo off-grid RV. It's so cool. I hear the backlog is about a year now. So get your name in there, though. All you got to do is put down a deposit, I believe. At least that's all I did. And then you can wait and cross your fingers that they get the parts from China. Yeah, RVs are funny because they use all different kinds of manufacturers for the chassis is a Ford chassis. There's the Winnebago parts. There's the microwave, the shower, the refrigeration, the power, the solar. There's so much going on with an RV, and you RV owners know that. When you get your operator's manual, it's basically a manual of everything in there. So it's like that thick of everybody's stuff. But I love it to death. It is very cool, and we are going to take it on the road very soon. I'm going to finish this video with a song that, my Christmas song. I wrote it years and years ago before I started writing crypto songs. I used to, I've been writing music for a long time. And it's called Santa Can't Remember Where He Parked His Sled. Santa going out partying. Anyway, it is Christmas. There have been some amazing gifts to certain people in our world. The number one that I want to recognize today is Reggie Middleton. And the Veritaseum token holders who have been, all of us have been massively abused by the SEC in an illegal way and criminal way. And I think that abuse is going to be reversed. Reggie did get his patent for DeFi. It's not for DeFi. Just DeFi is a subset. Things like the Lightning Network fall within Reggie's patent, and Ethereum falls within Reggie's patent. Everything on the Ethereum blockchain, doing peer-to-peer transaction, falls beneath Reggie's patent. I do think they'll all come and work with him. If they don't work with him, he's got to open and shut. Well, nothing's open and shut, but he's got a patent for their technology long before they ever implemented it. And had the SEC not intervened, not I can't even describe what was going on. Reggie Middleton Veritaseum were working with the SEC. And he's saying, just tell us what we need to do, and we will comply with whatever. And this is not many, but some of the ICO type ventures were like, hey, just tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. And the SEC would not. They were entrapping people. Not only that, they went into Reggie's customers. Reggie let them into Veritaseum. He explained that it's a software. It is a software. Now it's obvious to everybody it is a software used in peer-to-peer transactions. But back then, it was a little confusing. And the SEC, in their criminal ways to protect the criminal cabal, banking cabal, went to Reggie's customers and said, don't you dare work with Reggie Veritaseum and Reggie Middleton. Behind Reggie's back. I mean, who are these people? Who do they think they are? The actual individuals within the SEC need to be investigated. Who are they getting paid off by? Who do they work for now? I know the main guy in charge of it left a week before they put the hammer down on Reggie and destroyed his life. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen on the road to Ruta. I think should happen. I've been screaming about this for a very long time, for years now. But the Reggie's vindication is happening and will continue to happen. Great interview here with the Economic Ninja. Answers a lot of the questions that people have, especially about the 98 million Veritaseum tokens that the criminal U.S. government has frozen. Now, I believe they will give them back to Reggie at some point. But it really doesn't matter because Reggie has the patent on that technology, whoever wants to use those tokens have to go through Reggie Middleton to get permission to do that. And he's not going to let the criminal government, he's not going to let anybody who might steal those tokens. It's the blockchain. You can track him easily. And he'll sue whoever uses those tokens without his permission. So, and he did say in this interview he's doing his best, which is an unbelievable gesture on his part. But he knows the people who got screwed. He got screwed the worst. There's no doubt about it. His family got screwed the worst. There's no doubt about that. But also the Veritaseum holders got screwed. And anybody who was involved with the project supporting Reggie and wanted to use those tokens for peer-to-peer transactions got screwed by your own government, who's, we're here to protect. Yeah, the worst words you can ever hear, we're the government and we're here to help. They weren't here to help. I want Gary Gensler to weigh in on this. They can't go after Reggie again. There's no double jeopardy. You can't go after him again for the ICO that he did, which was, I think it was a $10 million ICO or something very small. And they basically took his life and all his money. Whereas the Block 1 EOS ICO raised like $4 billion. And they slapped him with a $25 million fee or something to that effect. Who's in charge of what and why? The Block 1 guys all belong in jail, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to talk about that, which is scary. Anyway, my overall take is justice is being done and will continue to be done. Veritaseum will rise above Bitcoin. It's more valuable than Bitcoin, mainly because Bitcoin the Bitcoin core developers, at least, chose to lock Bitcoin up and not make it usable by most people because it's too expensive and too slow. Roger Ver and the Bitcoin Cash people did the right thing. They're making Bitcoin Cash more usable. So I'm a bigger fan of Bitcoin Cash than Bitcoin, but even bigger of Reggie Middleton and Veritaseum, and I have been for a long, long time. They're still being blackballed by CoinMarketCap. Still doesn't even list them in their rankings, and still has a warning. Just shows you how criminal that place is. And they, luckily for them, and Reggie, I have some screenshots if you need them for a court case. They absolutely had this warning up there that was a lie, a complete and total lie. So yeah, just Reggie, you can contact me if you want to get screenshots of what they had up there before. Somebody talked to them and they changed what they have above the Veritaseum token. Now it says the SEC has filed charges against Reggie Middleton, Veritaseum, and Veritaseum Inc. It didn't say that before. It was vicious. It was a lie. He was found guilty and had to pay 9 point blah 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 million because of his fraud. And I'm like, CoinMarketCap. Now, mind you, this is the only token that has this warning. And look at the market cap of Veritaseum just with the coins in circulation, 2.1 million. It has a market cap of $220 million, right? It's right here, 220 million. So you go onto the cryptos, you look for somewhere around 220 million market cap. In here somewhere. If you can go that low, and you won't find Veritaseum. It's like, hey, wait a minute, where's Veritaseum? They don't even list it. I want to show you that they don't list it. At least it wasn't listed. Now they changed this thing, 220 million. There it is. Now they put it back. Finally, they put it back up. Number 286. It's going to number 1 or 2. Cliff High's data has it at number 2, or no, it has it passing Bitcoin. I'm not sure if it's as far as market cap or as far as the price of the token. Reggie invented an amazing thing. He invented a subset of that is DeFi, but the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network is peer-to-peer transactions, which has to go through Reggie Middleton. He has the patent on it. So, excuse me. My fear, it's not my fear, and I talk about it on the timeline that I have put up at roadtoroto.com on the private road. I put up a timeline for when silver's going to pop, what's going to happen with silver and that conspiracy, and then cryptos. When the bad guys and the banksters and the regulators and people like Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, they've basically said they're going to take down cryptos at some point. And the way they do that is probably going to be the destruction of Tether and XRP, which probably should not. No, definitely Tether should be destroyed. XRP, yeah, I mean, I have never been a fan of XRP. It's just, it doesn't fix any of the problems. And no, the bankers would not sign up with a handful of bankers that could do what, anybody can invent an XRP. There's no patent on XRP, as far as I know. So the banks would just create that themselves, but they can't. XRP is subject to the Veritasium. It's not the Veritasium patent, it's the Reggie Middleton patent. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that the criminals that rig our markets, meaning Gary Gensler, Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen, I think Elizabeth Warren is in on it from a couple of her, every time she's asked about cryptos, she keeps saying, oh, you just wait and we'll see. So that would be the way Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren get the regulators in there, is to start the crash of cryptos, and then them being the one, oh, I told you it needs regulation. So they're not only crashing the crypto market, they're coming in with as the fake savior. I think we'll hit that point, and I talk about it on the timeline article for cryptos. But that doesn't mean you're going to be able to buy low and then, get out now and buy low. No, you won't be able to get anything, because it's going to coincide with probably the takedown of a lot of these banks too. So you will not be able to buy any cryptos. You won't be able to buy Bitcoin or Litecoin or any of them. You got to have them in your possession now before they take down the system and then reboot to a new system. Because after the reboot, oh my God, there's no more Tether to get in the way. There's no more XRP to get in the way. There's a lot of these cryptos will just go away, especially the DeFi cryptos, because unless they work with Reggie, they don't have the legal right to use that technology. It was stolen from Reggie Middleton. Ethereum knows it. They'll come. Ethereum's going to be probably one of the first to come to Reggie and say, yes, we want to implement the Veritasium token rightfully in our protocols. And they might be working on that already, and that might be the delay that's really going on. I don't know. But I do know this, that Reggie Middleton is correct. He invented an amazing invention of peer-to-peer technology. He has a patent for it now, and there's no getting around that. So almost all the cryptos are going to have to come to Reggie. And oh, by the way, Reggie is kind enough to help out those people who have stuck with him and hang on to the Veritasium tokens. So that's kind of where that is. And Merry Christmas to all you Veri holders and to Reggie Middleton himself. He shouldn't, I wouldn't say he shouldn't, but he has no reason to help humanity out after what humanity did to him. Now, it's not humanity. The regulators and the U.S. system. Was it racist as well? Absolutely 100%. If you read the filing documents, I can't even believe that what they wrote. But they did write it, and the regulators are part of the problem. Certain individuals within the regulators, clearly bought and paid for by the bankers, and it was like when Chris Giancarlo said we had to come down and we had to stop Bitcoin from continuing to rise in 2017, 2018. This is a regulator. Same thing happened with silver. They had to tamp down the price of silver. Rustin Benham did that in the beginning of this year. So clearly, our regulators are not a solution. They are the problem. But will we move into a different world? Of course we will. Will you be able to buy low if there's a crypto crash fomented by the crashing of Tether? No. All the exchanges will be shut down. All the exchanges owe Reggie too. They are using his technology, peer-to-peer transactions, on the blockchain. He has a patent for it, and it was granted. So everybody's going to be coming in Reggie, and Veritasium is going to be intertwined with almost every single cryptocurrency out there. So that's the way it is. I am interested to see what the new take of the psychics, because a lot of psychics were poo-pooing on Veritasium. But psychics know, just like you and I know, that the world is always changing. Ginny and I talked about that. Hey, everything is always changing. By the way, Ginny Moonstone and I had done 3 or 4 readings on Veritasium, and she was of the opinion, and so was I, that no matter how bleak it looked and how much crime was being done on Reggie and the Veri token and all that, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, check out the latest Veritasium Reggie Middleton discussion that Jenny and I had last week, a week before last. Go to the private road and you'll see. And she was 100% right, where all these psychics were 100% wrong about Veritasium. But again, the future's changing. And on the road to Ruta, we saw it long ago, because the good guys are in charge of this. The good guys are going to win this, and the good guys wanted to use something like Veritasium. It fixes a lot of the crypto cabal issues that these bad guys were in charge of. The guys from Tether and Bitfinex, and there's a lot of it. A lot of this is run by the deep state. And Reggie's invention fixes that. Now, what will happen to the 98 million tokens? I think they'll be given back to Reggie at some point. They are his. And it's not the tokens, it's the license to use the tokens. So, as Reggie says in this discussion over here, a really good discussion with the Economic Ninja, he can make those tokens worthless. And it's the blockchain. You know where they came from. If the U.S. government tried to implement sell all the Reggie Middleton tokens, they can sell them all they want. They can't implement his IP technology. And he has even said that the 2,100,000 that are remaining, those are the true Veritasium tokens. Although I think the government will come back, the good guys within the government. That's why they froze them, and they're going to end up giving those back to Reggie to do what he wishes with, to grant licenses to people. But also remember, how much could a license be? It could be 1/1,000,000th of a Veritasium token. It could be worth, $10,000 to have that 1/1,000,000th of a Veritasium token. But that's the beauty of cryptos. You can split it into, tiny, tiny, tiny amounts per portion of a Veritasium token. And the true power of Veritasium and the wealth behind it will be the IP patent, the patent that Reggie got for the use of the software known as Veritasium, peer-to-peer transactions. So very interesting time for Veri. Those of you who have Veritasium, bravo. It is currently trading at, let's go find out, $102. Again, Cliff has it going higher than Bitcoin. And now we can see why. Of course, Cliff's data didn't know why, 10 years, well, it wasn't 10 years ago. When was it? It was about 5 or 6 years ago. Cliff's data had that, and he's like, this guy Reggie knows what he's talking about, and then they took him down. So, Merry Christmas to all you Veritasium holders. If you don't have Veritasium, there's some swap places to get. It's very sketchy, and they make it hard to get on purpose. I know a lot of people who had success at Mercatox.com. Go to Mercatox, MERCATOX.com, and you can swap Ethereum or Bitcoin for Veritasium tokens. And you can do quite a few, actually. There is, look at these up for sale in this price range. There's 10, there's 22 here. There's 50. Here's a 50 it'll cost you 1.3 ETH. And then you get to the hundreds, and then, if you want to pay a lot more, it really jumps high. So if you have like 10 grand you want to put into Veritasium, you're going to jump the price because it's so thinly traded, because of the criminality that was done, because of what was done to Veritasium. And very soon, I think Veritasium will be traded on all exchanges after the crash, most likely, as well as Theta and Theta Fuel. Now, Theta and Theta Fuel, I think Theta would be fine because it's a different type of cryptocurrency. I think Theta Fuel might be subject to the Reggie Middleton peer-to-peer transactions. And I think the guys at Theta need to fully understand that and work with Reggie if he calls on them to say, hey, the transactions that are done, peer-to-peer transactions in Theta Fuel, are covered in my patent that I had in 2014. And that got approved, so here we go. Probably T-Drop as well. And Reggie's the first one to say he's not going to stop the crypto world. He wants everybody to work with him, and I think those companies that work with him first and soonest will get the best deals, if you ask me. So that's where I think we are. Again, Veritaseum, you definitely should have it in your portfolio. Mercatox, make sure you can pull it out. Sometimes they'll go silent for a while. So you got to be really careful when you're dealing with Veritaseum because there's no real good exchanges to deal with. Mercatox sometimes it'll be a day or so, and you can contact their support, say, hey, I withdrew these Veritaseum tokens, where are they? So just keep that in mind as you are out there in the very complex world of crypto acquisitions. That you can get Veritaseum, it's just difficult and risky. If you're not comfortable dealing with exchanges, stick to Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Theta, or you go through a broker. You can go through Caleb and Brown, and I don't think they deal in Veritaseum, but you can get Theta and Theta Fuel there. Yeah, that's where we are. As far as silver, it isn't a Merry Christmas. Actually, it is a Merry Christmas. Why is it a Merry Christmas? Because you can get silver for so cheap, your grandkids are going to be saying, oh my God, Grandpa Bix got silver for under $10,000 an ounce back in the day. Yes, silver is going probably higher than Bitcoin as well. And we'll just see. Per ounce. Absolutely. Silver has been price suppressed for over 170 years since the Opium Wars. And it has been a profound suppression. It's been outlined by many people. If you want to go back into history, go to, what was the name of that guy? Charles Savoy. Not a fan of the guy. I'm a big fan of his work. Charles Savoy, Silver Stealers. Look that up, and he documents the silver manipulation to the people who did it, going back 170 years to the Opium Wars. So check that out. Again, go to roadtoruta.com if you want the full scoop on Reggie, on Veritaseum, on silver. Jenny and I talk about the Bank of America leased silver. That's what kept the price down all year. I discussed a lot of the silver manipulation. And I have the best of with Jenny also. Go check those out. And again, there's, I think, 3 or 4 Reggie Middleton videos. And then, yeah, we go on from here. Definitely try your best to get some Veritaseum in your portfolio. And we'll see where it goes. This is Bix Weir. I'm going to finish off with the Christmas song, Merry Christmas to everybody if I don't see you before Christmas. Have a good one to you and your family. Merry Christmas from all the Road to Ruta family to you. And keep an eye out for Santa because he might be out partying over the next couple days. I'll talk to you later.
Found Santa passed out on the floor. She looked out every window and she opened up the door. Said, you better find those reindeer. You ain't sleeping in my bed. Oh no, Santa can't remember where he parked his sled. Santa can't remember where he parked his sled. Well, the elf said you were drinking all the eggnog you could find. Said you dancing on the roof that you completely lost your mind. I sit at home and worry, you're working way too hard. then I hear that you've been seen dancing naked on the bar. Santa, he just sat there with a banging in his head. Santa can't remember where he parked the sled. Santa can't remember where he parked the sled. Of the time he had that night, they said he did the Macarena and he got into a party. Kept saying Mrs. Kringle keeps him cooked up all year long. Now he's finally got away, he's gonna party down till dawn. Santa, he just sat there with a banging in his head. Santa can't remember where he parked his sled. Santa can't remember where he parked his sled. Sure, but the last thing I remember was gliding down the chimney of some guy named Hugh Hefner. Well, he threw his great big party. I was feeling kinda cool, and I shared a special present with some bunnies in the pool. That's when Mrs. Claus, she lost it. She whacked him in the head all because Santa came